Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
To be on the panel. My name is Colin.
Backstreet's back.
All right. Backstreet Us is back recording the podcast. All right. Okay. Okay. No, I injured my back, so I couldn't sit. And then we also needed time off because there was a holiday. And it's been, how long has it been since we recorded last? Like, it's been...
A little about 3 weeks or so.
Seriously, 3 weeks? Like, wow.
2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, at the same time, what we're talking about today is bigger than anything we could have had our topics on. We were just kind of like...
It's true. We were like...
deciding what to do, but this is like way bigger than anything we could...
We have like our idea list in the background, but then this happened and we're like, well, we can't not...
We can't not bring it up.
Our last episode came out 3 weeks ago, so or almost 4 weeks ago. So yeah, it's basically we were going to take a holiday week, and then I got hurt, and then I was just taking a hiatus because I got so tired from being hurt that I needed to rest. It was a whole thing. It's just a whole mess. But we, at the PlayStation Showcase, we finally got the gameplay reveal for Spider-Man 2. And then at the time of recording this past weekend at the Summer Games Fest, we got further information yet on the game. And
we got a release date and the numerous editions and what's included with them.
Yeah,
and so on
some
and
of
so
the
forth.
suits, some concept art.
Details about stuff too.
Some concept art. We get to stare into all that beautiful 4K concept art. We got the full Venom reveal.
Confirmation of someone not being Venom.
Yep. So this is your one-stop shop for the entire thing. Like, we're probably, and this is gonna be like our big Spider-Man 2 episode, but as more details are released, we're probably gonna pepper them into future podcast episodes. So, stick with us and you will know hopefully everything about this game by the time it comes out that you're able to know. Sans any spoilers. We will not talk about any...
you will know.
We won't talk about any leaks. I'm personally, I don't know about you, but I'm going to try and avoid any leaks at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of with movies. Like, I don't even really watch more than like the first trailer for a movie these days. Same. I try to keep completely fresh from it as best I can. Yeah. And for the most part, it's the same with games as well. Yeah, no. For some games, I don't care too much. I'm like, yeah, whatever, I'll take a look. But for this, I'm getting it. I'm playing it like that whole weekend. I'm just going to sit there and melt into the chair, and it's so I'm not looking for any leaks, so we will not be spoiling things that have not been explicitly said by the devs. And then if you're excited to see the game, on my YouTube channel, I'm going to do probably a playthrough of the game before the Spider-Man 2 releases, and then after I beat Spider-Man 2 for the first time, I'm going to then record it for YouTube as well. Okay. So basically, we're your one-stop shop for everything Spider-Man 2. So just general quick overview. Insomniac.
Please sponsor me. I love you guys. So just like a quick general thing, obviously developed by Insomniac. It will be available on the PlayStation 5 exclusively. Assumedly, it's a timed exclusive and will be released on PC at some point. But for now, only PS5.
The first game came out, so I think eventually it's going to happen.
Yeah, but as for right now, like if you're looking to play this launch day and you have a PS4, you're out of luck. Yeah. Your SOL. And I'm excited that it's PS5 only, and I'll get into that later. And release date is October 20th, 2023. So we have, as of right now, about 4 months. We have 4 months and 8 days as of when we're recording this. So
and pre-orders will be available this Friday, apparently.
Yes. So this will be released on Wednesday. Pre-orders will be available Friday. So yeah, with pre-orders, let's talk about the pre-order bonuses that you can get.
Yeah.
Okay. So major pre-order bonuses. Do you have the picture in front of you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So for Peter, we get the Arachnite suit, which is Jared.
From a odd event from a number of years ago called Infinity Warps, kind of Marvel's own nod to the amalgam stuff from the 90s, which was a fusing of Marvel and DC characters.
We should talk about. I'm going to make a note that we should talk about that because that's like fun.
I do have a number of those number ones still. I've got like 4 of those.
We'll bust those out. That'll be an episode we do like in person together. We'll like sit down and go, all right, let's go.
But yeah, so this is from the Infinity Warps comic from a number of years ago. It's a fusing of Spider-Man and Moon Knight, which is very funny for me because those are my two favorite characters.
I know and for Miles, you get a Shadow Spider suit, which I don't know if that's from anything, but it
kind of looks like just a palette swap of the Arachnite suit, honestly.
Yeah, like his cape is a little more tattered. It's got some webbing inside the cape, right? But it does look like his own version of the Arachnite suit. Speaking of palette swaps, though, this image also confirms that at least these costumes and potentially other costumes come with color variants.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, so curious to know like how much of that will be in the game, like how many costumes will have color variants, if it's just these ones. But yeah, that's your pre-order bonus. Your big one is that you also get early access to the Web Grabber gadget and 3 bonus skill points.
And we should say these suits are not pre-order exclusive. They are just early unlocks.
Yes.
So there's no FOMO here. If you don't pre-order the game, you're not going to not have these suits.
Yes.
That was something I kind of worried about. But thankfully, Insomniac is good. It's just, you're just getting it early, which is cool. But don't worry, you're not going to miss out on any content if you don't pre-order.
Yeah. However, if you get the Digital Deluxe Edition, whether you pre-order it or not, you get 10 unique suits for Peters and Miles, 5 each. That does not say early unlock, so as far as I can tell,
I believe this will be, you need the Digital Deluxe Edition to get these suits. Like with the first game, I think there were a number that were also tied to, like the DLC packs all came with a number, like 3 suits each. The 3 main story packs, I think also those were, you won't get those otherwise.
Yeah, no, those were DLC exclusives. So this is a Digital Deluxe exclusive suit set, which
a lot of alliteration here.
Digital Deluxe suit set. You can assumedly purchase this suit set as a separate upgrade later.
I'm sure it will be there anytime. This is standard policy for video games.
Yeah, I'll go through Peter's suits and you can go through Miles. So Peter has from this the tactical suit, which is a red and white looking suit that has blue lenses. So it looks like he's got sort of a heads up display.
I'll preface, these are all original concept suits. These are not explicit references. As far as I know, these are not any references to suits from the comics. These are purely original creations for the game. I can't remember who designed them. I think they did say somewhere.
Which is probably why they're in the Digital Deluxe.
It says in the description. These feature artists are Chris Anka, Julia Blattman, Sweeney Boo, Anthony Francisco, Ralph Grassetti, which that's a name I have heard before, Gerard Montz, Joel Mandish, Darren Quash, and Victoria Ying.
Cool.
So these are all original suits.
Which is probably why they're in the Digital Deluxe pack, because any of the actual reference suits they probably want everyone to have.
Yeah.
Because Insomniac are good developers. So also figures there's the Orantia suit or Orantia suit. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's looks like a more technological version of his classic suit with a big yellow spider. And
it kind of reminds me of that cyborg character from Across Spider-Verse. Yeah, the toys for.
It's very cool. The 25th Century suit, which I can say nothing other than that it looks like an Ant-Man Spider-Man suit.
To me, it looks like Peter in space.
Yeah,
it just looks like a space suit.
It's a space suit or him playing Ant-Man or whatever. The Stone Monkey suit, which looks like something from the Shakespeare era, and a Punkalyptic suit, which is like a leather jacket wearing style Spider-Man. It looks pretty cool.
What you said about Shakespeare is I gotta keep a mental note of that for when we talk about our theories for suits in the game. That reminded me of one. So Miles has the Agimat suit, which is kind of a futuristic looking. It's purple and gold. Does look pretty nice.
It's very pretty.
Like a kind of a small spider in the center. He has the Red Spectre suit, which is quite interesting actually. He's got like kind of like almost dreads poking out the top of it. He's got a hood on. He's got dreads poking out. It's like red and white and black. It looks. I think this is probably one of my favorites of his exclusive ones. The Encoded suit, which looks very kind of
Yellow Jacket,
robotic. Yeah, kind of Yellow Jacket-ish. It is kind of, it's gray and yellow. The Biomechanical suit, which does kind of look like it has like muscle fibers sort of along the kind of the front of the chest.
These are also only bust photos, so we can't see like the legs or anything.
Yeah, they were just getting from like chest up. And then this is my second favorite one, the Tokusatsu suit, which is very clearly a Power Rangers reference because that's like Tokusatsu, Sentai, all that stuff. That's very Power Rangers-esque. And it looks really cool. It's probably, that is definitely my second favorite of the... Honestly, I think that might be my favorite, and Red Spectre is second.
Looking like the more I look at them, the more I'm like these aren't like references, but they're all clearly lovingly designed and very, very cool. And then, yeah, with the rest of the digital deluxe edition, you also get additional photo mode items if that's important to you, and an extra two skill points.
Yay, skill points!
Yay! And then there is, of course, the collector's edition, which, just as a quick note, the base game will be retailing for,
I assume, $70 US.
$69.99 US MSRP. Yeah. So if you're in Canada, that's going to be about $80, or not $80 or $90. Yeah, you can do the quick
93 Canadian.
Okay, so we probably won't hit 93. We'll probably end up with, if you're buying it at a storefront, $89.99. If you're buying it digitally, $93.42. Just like Final Fantasy 16 was for me, because I bought that already.
Hey,
pre-ordered it.
Demo's up today.
I know, I'm going to play it when we're done. I went in between my stream and this, I went and did all my chores and ate a good lunch. So I'm like, great, I can play Final Fantasy 16 now. And I'll play the demo and then I'll play more Xenoblade. So the digital deluxe edition will retail for USD of $80, meaning you're probably looking at about $110 Canadian. Am I accurate on that? So $79.99 turns to
107, basically rounded.
Yeah, we're probably rounding up to 110 because they like to round. And then, of course,
they want to cut off $1 or $2.
The sweet, beautiful baby deluxe edition, collector's edition, which I kind of wanted, but will not be getting.
Not at that price.
No,
which is $230 US, which is $307 Canadian, which is a lot for a collector's edition.
Because, okay, what you get in the collector's edition that you do not get in the other versions of the game is a steelbook display case, which is very nice, and a 19-inch collector's edition statue, which again is quite nice. The problem being, I'm not paying. I personally am not prepared to wait in line and hem and haw and whatever and put in $200 for a statue and an empty book or an empty case. Because they're doing the God of War thing again, where you also don't get a disc version of the game.
Yeah.
You just get a digital code, and I don't understand why they're doing that.
I don't know, like,
weird to me.
The statue is cool. The steelbook is cool, but I don't. Yeah, I'm the same thing. I don't like that I don't get giving steelbooks and it being a discless game.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Well, it's a display, and they're like, yeah, it's a display case. I'm like, no, I get that, but.
Yeah,
I'd like to actually pull the physical disc out.
Like, if I'm going to compare for a second, I'm going to make a quick comparison, because a game that's coming out soon that I'm really excited for is Warhammer Space Marine 2. And that is the
you talk to me about this once a week.
It's not once a week. The collector's
You're very excited. I'm glad you're so excited for it. I'm not ripping on you for it. You're excited.
Yeah.
Yes,
but the collector's edition of this game is $250 US, so only $20 more than the Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And that comes with a resin statue as well, a 64-page making of art and making of book, which is physical, a steel book, a collector's box, and the game itself with a exclusive cover art. And actually, that is with the disc as well. So that is a box, statue, art book, steel book, and the actual game physically, with also exclusive cover art for the digital edition for the game. PC is still a Steam key, but PS5 and Xbox is a disc.
Yeah, and to me,
and
so
it's $20 more.
You're getting a lot more. Like, I think that the collector's edition is really cool, but I do think its retailing is a little high. You also brought up an interesting point that, just the statue is, it's like a piece of brick at the base with a symbiote crawling out of it, and Venom is standing up on it, and his right arm is stretched out, and he's holding Miles by the leg, and Miles has like a bioelectric shock in his hand, and it looks really cool. But then Peter has his web shooting onto Venom's left shoulder, and he's attached by this web string. It does not look, in this picture, like a particularly sturdy web string.
Yeah, this is something I was concerned about, because this is a spinoff. Like, a while back, I got a bobblehead from a baseball game we went to, and the way that was designed, it was like he was just on one leg, and he was kind of like leaning, like he was throwing the ball, but all of it was on one leg, and I could already see that just with the nature of gravity, the leg was starting to I saw like a very thin crack at the ankle joint on the leg. And seeing this makes me worry that unless there's some way to stabilize it, or you got to stick something underneath Spidey, I feel like that's unless it's like unless that web looks a lot more sturdy than it does,
or if there's like a thin metal rod like running through it.
Yeah, unless there's something like that, eventually I feel like gravity's going to take its hold on that, and eventually it's going to snap and he's going to fall off.
Yeah,
because I don't see that, because that's all the weight is Spidey on this one little web, like this web line, and eventually gravity's going to take hold of that.
It does not, however, take away from how dope the statue looks.
No, it looks great, but just from the design standpoint, I'm worried about that being a hassle.
And it's people. Again, like if you're putting this much money into your collector's edition of this game, and you buy and pretty much the main thing you're getting, you are paying roughly let's say you're paying like $20 for a cool looking steelbook case. You're basically paying like $180 Canadian or $150 US or whatever for this statue. And if it's going to break within 6 months, I would not be happy about it.
Yeah, you're basically paying $150 more. This is just still US, but you're paying $150 more for what is essentially a statue and a steelbook. And
the statue might break really based on what we're looking at.
Yeah, and I don't think that's worth it.
No. But that's just us, and again, like we're trying to give you guys as much information as possible. I'm not if you DM me like, Colin, I bought the collector's edition, I'm like, that's awesome. I hope you love it. Right. Yeah. But yeah, so that was all announced at Summer Games Fest. We also got 2 glorious pieces of concept art, which are just packed to the brim with beauty and whatever. So first one we're going to talk about is the one with Kraven the Hunter in it. Yep. Who was announced in the gameplay trailer. We'll talk about the gameplay trailer last. I know it came out first, but there's so much more to unpack there.
There was also assumptions we were going to have Kraven back like at the original teaser.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you had a Russian guy talking about the hunt.
Yeah. So really hard to make
there's if you're like, gee, I wonder if Kraven's at that point, you're like, no, it's Kraven's going to be in this game. So just like, you know, my first like note, like takeaway from this is like just looking at Kraven himself, design wise, I think they did him so well.
Oh, he looks great. Yeah,
like he's huge. That's I think such a major thing with Kraven is that he be huge. You know?
Yeah, he's gonna be a big guy. If he's like tackling lions, he's gotta be big.
Yeah, and they made him like I think like the only like character who's bigger than him is Rhino.
Probably
in this universe so far. He's got like a big skull on his belt. He's got bones and skulls all over his armor and whatever. And I think they just did, you know, for my money, a spectacular job of taking potentially very cheesy, you know, very cheesy comic look and translating it into a very cool design.
Yeah, it does look really good. And I mean, as much as I love Spectacular Spider-Man, but the weird Catman Kraven was not great.
It was fun, but I don't think it would work for this game.
No. I mean, Insomniac, I found, has pretty much been it's been a 10 out of 10 for every villain design.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think the only exception for me being Electro. Like, I didn't love that design.
Honestly, if he had more of a mask, I probably would have been happy with it.
Yeah, they gave him like facial scars. They'll replicate his like classic mask, which is
like the actual like body parts. Fine. It's just, I just like the mask. He gave other people masks. Give the man a mask.
It worked in No Way Home with Jamie Foxx's character when they gave him like the electricity mask.
Honestly, even if they had him doing that in the game,
yeah, that would be fine.
Like where there's just the electricity radiating off of him, that would have been cool too. But it's just like. He just ends up looking like a bald dude.
Yeah.
You know? Well, we will have more villain designs that we have revealed to talk about later. And then, and then we also got a good look at the variety of Kraven's goons, all with different armaments, swords, axes, a crossbow. Yeah. And they all look great.
I think it's safe to assume that these are going to be the main grunts of the game.
Yep.
For at least the majority of the campaign.
Or if they decide to go with like thugs again in the early stages, and then these guys are kind of like the inner demons or criminals that broke out, or the Sable team.
Yeah, they're kind of replacement for they're kind of the next stage of the Mr. Negative guys.
You're definitely going to be seeing them a lot, and they all look really cool. I like the guy with the axe in particular has like a bear pelt on his back. Like, Craven's never really been someone to have an army, but I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's never really been a detail of his having like a whole like squad. It's usually him doing things solo.
Exactly.
So it's interesting he has this like whole cadre of followers that are in his camp.
Yeah, so I don't mind that. And then of course, the centerpieces are Peter and Miles. So Peter looks great, very minor tweaks in his design from game 1 to game 2.
I haven't really seen any personally. I don't really see any major design change.
The coloring is different. There's more white portions. The red portion breaks differently. Like there's a lot of like little ones.
Okay.
Like if you pull up an image of like how he looks. Yeah, here. Yeah. Spider-Man 2 costume differences. Here, so I'm just sending you a link.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna break it down. So like the costume changes. There's numerous minute design changes to the eyes, shoulders, torso, waist, and arms of the suit. It looks more like a cross between the advanced suit and the amazing suit. It looks as though Insomniac Games is giving it a more classic feel. So it is really nice, and I'm very, very excited. And then Miles, of course, also, again, very minor changes, like just slight costume updates. And his Venom is blue now.
Yeah, I assume that's, I guess spoilers to the Miles Morales game. It's probably a byproduct of absorbing the new form energy.
Yeah, or it's they're basically talking about it as like new powers and whatever. And so that'll that leads us actually into our the cover art.
I think we also saw recently they confirmed that the sequel takes place about 10 months after the Miles Morales game.
10 months after okay, so Peter and Miles are like pretty effective as a team then by this point too. So just breaking down the cover art, like Peter's got the symbiote crawling up his arm and Miles has his own blue electricity on his arm. So each of them are kind of showcasing their new abilities that they have. And then of course the real meat of the concept art is the second piece of it.
Yeah.
Where it's the boys in the air on a rainy day on New York. Oh, and Venom's there.
Oh yeah, Venom's there.
Right, yeah. And Venom looks sick as hell.
It looks great. The spider emblem looks a bit more like jagged in places.
It looks monstrous and asymmetrical.
Yeah.
And I was very worried.
It's still got the giantly, like the huge long tongue, which is a staple.
Little toes. 90s. He's got little toes.
Oh yeah, his little toes.
Yeah, look at his little toes. Hope he has little toe bean Venom. No,
no Venom shoes.
No.
He doesn't have shoes.
I was really worried because obviously we hadn't seen full body Venom before this, that he wasn't going to have the chest symbol because it seemed
like even pace with the Tom Hardy movies.
Yeah, which I don't love that design because then he's just all slimy and black, and it's like, come on, man, break this up somehow. But no, they're doing the chest symbol, which is great. I think that's awesome. He looks like a monster.
He looks huge. He definitely looks about a head taller than either of them.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're taking the collector's edition statue at all, like he is definitely larger than them. He's got rows of teeth. We are gonna get blessed by this game. I can tell.
It looks very like the classic kind of the Bagley, the 90s kind of design.
Super Bagley Venom. So yeah, that's everything. That's pretty much everything that we got from the Summer Games Fest. So for the next portion, we are gonna watch the 12-minute gameplay trailer and like just pause it whenever one of us has something to say. That way we can kind of like...
I actually do want to do one more detail. I noticed.
Oh yes, go for it.
In the Venom picture, there is a billboard. This is the Emily May Foundation. I'm not sure who Emily is, but I assume that's maybe some sort of charitable organization that's set up for Aunt May. I'm not sure who Emily is though.
Oh, okay. So, just found a Reddit post. So, one thing that we know about Spider-Man 2 is that it takes place 10 months after Miles. A major moment is in the post-credits is that Norman is getting Harry out of the tank now. I think Harry is keeping up appearances for 10 months before the symbiote fails to keep him healthy and bonds with Peter since Peter's a stronger host than Harry is. Harry must have adored Aunt May, and she was probably the closest thing he had to a mother after his mother, right, Emily, died. So given how close Harry and Peter seem to be, this feels like something he would endeavor in and not Norman. Okay, so
this might be an Osborn thing. Or Harry setting up a foundation for his mom and for Aunt May.
So basically what this person is theorizing, and this is the u/real Edward Nigma on Reddit, so kudos to them. And again, I think that Harry is basically said, I think Harry is relatively healthy during those 10 months, hiding on the days he's really bad, and it's going to suck because either Peter or MJ confront him on his disease and make him feel bad for putting him through it with his mom, or they have to pretend they don't know. So basically, it's like Harry will be in the game and they'll be like, yeah, Harry's been out and about for a while, he's doing really well, and then it's going to start getting worse for him. So let's watch this gameplay trailer again. I haven't watched it since day one. I'm excited to watch it with fresh eyes. And yeah, if you have anything to say about it, we'll pause it. So I'll let it load up for you so we know we're starting at the same time.
Yeah, I'm on the embedded video on our link, and I'm at 0 seconds.
All right, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, and play. Okay, so yeah, first and foremost, we're opening in a big jungle setting, and actually at first I thought this dude was Kraven,
which honestly would have been fine. He kind of looks the part.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, that's not bad, and then the one we got is even better.
Yeah, the reveal's great.
So yeah, we got a guy in the jungle clearly hunting someone or something.
I think he's hunting Kraven.
Yeah,
I think it's a test. He's hunting Kraven.
Yeah, and he says, "You've grown slow in your old age, Sergei." And then Kraven's like, "A fate you will not share," and it gets him. So basically, Kraven's...
This is probably a more experienced Kraven now.
Oh, yeah.
Somehow he hasn't heard, I guess, because Spider-Man's relatively, newer, but...
It's been 8 years, but I guess he's just been hunting other stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't about...
You can see, like, some gray in his hair.
Yeah, you see a lot of scars on his face.
I'm gonna full screen this. Oh, no, it paused when I went full screen. Why? Oh, no, my video's buffering. You rat bastards.
I paused at 121.
I'm just going to open it in YouTube because this is clearly a mess. Spider-Man into gameplay. I'll get up to 121 on YouTube. But yeah, he's clearly an older, more experienced.
You don't need to share a screen thing, or that messed up the recording.
I think that would mess up the recording a bit. Okay, so I am at
the YouTube link, and I'll go to that too, just we're on the same page.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about this, everybody.
Technical difficulty.
It just, the embed link just decided to break down on me, and YouTube seems to work a little smoother. So I'm currently at 120. I couldn't get to 121 exactly.
All right, let me just get to 120, and I'll pause it there, and we can restart. All right, I'm at 120.
Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
And so yeah, now he's basically.
We got a lot of names here.
Okay,
so I'm gonna
pause. Yeah. So we have Black Cat, Prowler, Wraith, Tombstone.
Wraith is the
Vigilante alter ego. Yeah.
Vigilante alter ego of Yuri, the police captain.
Yeah, so if you played through the first game, you played through the DLC, you would have noticed that you have her slowly kind of like breaking down over crime and getting more aggressive and relentless, and that culminates with her leaving the force and becoming a vigilante. Yay! So she gets a cool outfit there. Okay, ready to hit play again?
Yep.
Okay. Spider-Man and Miles Spider-Man are both shown as well, and then Lizard and Taskmaster. So
there might be one more in there. I think in the background might have been Shocker, based on when I paused it. When I tried to go down at one point. The rest they confirmed are still in the raft because it very briefly shows Kingpin and Doc Ock and Vulture and the rest in the raft.
Yeah. So basically, Kraven isn't just going to hunt Spider-Man. It's basically, in New York, there's a whole host of of people there for me to hunt. And of course, this is our first hint at the lizard.
Yep.
So we've got
Dragon's even got his own like helicopters and
he's
gear.
got drones and whatever.
This is a guy who's clearly got a fair amount of wealth.
Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised if he had like the nobility that he has in the comics.
Yeah, so we are in Queens, which they have confirmed the map is going to be actually, I think it's like double the size.
The map
of the
is going to
game,
be twice the size.
So Manhattan and a number of the boroughs.
Yeah. Let's pause for a second here.
Okay.
Because this is obviously this is a symbiote suit.
Yep.
And so they're like, the beast is near, and then Peter jumps out in the symbiote suit and in a guttural growl, and like, wow, Yuri, what a performance from
he's
Yuri.
doing his all.
I love Yuri Lowenthal, and he is just he is steadily making a case for himself as the best voice for Spider-Man. Because like we've had some really good ones, Christopher Daniel Barnes and Josh Keaton chief among them, but Yuri is really coming into this like, all right, guys, everybody stand back. Like
let him cook.
Let Yuri cook. But he pops out just this, you have no idea, and then like whips out a symbiote tendril, smashing this dude against a Jeep. Wow. Is all I can say from that.
Like looking at the HUD, we have two different indicators now. So L1 seems to be the venom powers are tied to L1. The shoulder button.
Which makes sense because Miles' electric powers were tied to that.
Yeah, and so spider gadgets, web gadgets are tied to R1.
As they were previously. The HUD does look a little more high tech. I don't know if that's just because he is in symbiote form or if that's just how we can expect the HUD to look overall. I
think it's probably just how to look overall because it's keeping the same aesthetic as the rest of all the other elements in the HUD.
Yeah, it's clean and I like it. You know, it's
like it's still got the combo meter, it's still got the focus meter.
Not terribly obtrusive. Your health is there. Like they did a good job of making a HUD that's informative but doesn't overwhelm you.
I'm thinking they might be. I wonder if you'll be able to switch between web gadgets or they're just cutting down the amount because there's only 4 slots in that HUD.
I think.
So I'm wondering if now it's only they're cutting down because I'm wondering if because of the symbiote powers they're cutting down the amount of gadgets you need just so it's not an overload of things.
Oh, so maybe you each have a few gadgets and then you each have like either symbiote or venom powers.
Like if I had to guess, either there's a same amount as last time, and you basically can like assign whichever ones you like the most to your quick slots, or there's only 4 in the game along with the venom, along with the symbiote powers.
I would also say because maybe like he obviously isn't going to have the venom suit the whole game. It's possible that Peter's L1 has more gadgets that then are lost while he's symbiote, and then you get back when he desymbiotes.
Could be, yeah.
Right, so that way you don't feel underpowered.
Yeah, so we switched to Miles, which we've. It has been
I'm still on pause.
Oh, whoops! I'm at 416 now. I could go through. Sorry,
it's okay. I'm still paused, just like taking it all in.
All right, where are you at?
I'm at 236. Okay. I was also just going to point out, like, if you look at the gadget wheels and power wheels, you see a few different things for Peter. You see one that's currently selected or is in red that appears to be like the tendril slam. There's a
spike. I think you see 3 of his abilities used.
Yeah, there's a spiky ball. There's a sort of like, it seems like something that shoots out from him. And then there's some sort of symbiote like ground slam. And then for his gadgets, there's something that appears to be a rocket.
Yeah.
And something that appears to be like a trip, like a mine.
That one probably, if I had to guess, that one probably draws a bunch of enemies into one place.
Yeah. All right.
Based on the symbols. But yeah, so we know at least one of his powers is a straight just push with the symbiotes.
Yeah. I'm ready to hit play again, by the way.
All right, I'm at 236.
3, 2, 1, and
okay.
Yeah. So you also see that his webbing is black.
So that top one is definitely it's kind of his like rush forward and like symbiote ball mode. So we've seen 2 of the powers so far. I think we see the 3rd one as well. I don't think we see the bottom one. Draven has robo dogs, which
are cool as hell. Very Horizon.
Let's look at the finishers, like symbiote specific ones, which is cool.
And specific symbiote dodges. Yeah. Peter is aggressive too.
That finisher against the wall is so cool.
Yeah, but like he just sounds so angry.
We don't see the right one, but that bottom one is a like web, like symbiote lift then slam.
Yeah.
So we see 3 of the 4 powers at least on the wheel. Yeah, so this was our first indication of the Lizard's going to be in the game, which I don't think we ever knew for sure.
No, we did not.
And now we switch to Miles,
who looks great. And this is where we learn that we can slingshot
to get a lot more speed.
And we find out our other new traversal ability here. Web wings.
Yeah.
Which both... I love
that they're integrating like all the classic Ditko like underarm webs into an actual like ability.
Yeah. And both dudes are confirmed to have web wings.
Yeah, we should also say that it has been also confirmed that gameplay, story missions, it will be dictated for you when you're playing as Peter and when you're playing as Miles. But in the open world, you can freely switch between the two at any time, and each one will have their own kind of specific missions they can do and so on.
Yeah.
I'll get a bit of stealth with Miles.
Yes, which looks really good. We also get that cool new web line, which I like, where you can shoot a web line to anywhere. Also, at this point,
like the grapple line. I think in the Arkham games, Batman could do that with like his web launcher, his like grapple launcher. He can make like a tightrope for himself.
If we look at the Miles power wheels here, you see he has the same gadgets as Peter, but in place of Peter's symbiote powers, he has his Venom powers.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if Peter might have more like web-based powers.
So I was right. That one gadget it shows it is a pull into one space gadget.
I'm wondering if Peter might have more web-based tricks in his L1 when he's not in the symbiote. Because like while Miles has the Venom powers, Peter's always been a little more tricky with his own webbing.
Yeah. Right, so a bit of Miles' Venom powers there, just kind of zapping a bunch of people at once.
There might be some less gadgety based powers, like a web bomb or an impact webbing in there for Peter that Miles doesn't get, and that I think that would be a nice way to differentiate them further. We're seeing. Go ahead.
There was a moment before which I liked. I think it was confirmed by one of the devs, but literally Miles, when he's doing a Venom blast, goes into Kamehameha, like Dragon Ball Z pose.
That's adorable.
And I think one of the devs confirmed that is exactly what they're referencing.
I bet Miles himself is referencing it because he's a huge dork.
Probably, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. We're also seeing just like visually this game looks staggeringly good.
Oh, graphical fidelity is great.
That's why I'm excited that it's on the PS5 only, because they don't have to like take any. They don't have to like dumb it down for the PS4.
You know what I mean? To cut back for the PS4 version.
Yeah. We're seeing deep gashes in the wall from Lizard 2, like
Genki's remote controlling like a vulture drone.
Yeah. And then we see that the Lizard has shedded his skin, and this shedded husk is already pretty big. Meaning this is our first confirmation that Lizard's going to be enormous. Because Lizard really do be huge.
I'm wondering if in the story we're going to get any... If the story's going to start off with any introduction to Kirk Connors before he becomes the Lizard. Because we didn't get anything with that in the first game.
I would expect so.
So, if I had to guess, most likely he's going to show up in the beginning, and then at some point, maybe middle of Act 1, he's going to use the Lizard formula and turn into a big bad.
And this is the first time that Miles sees Peter in the black suit. And he's a little startled.
Understandably so. I like the black suit itself. Looks kind of, it's not classic kind of just like, you know, Peter's costume, but like cloth, but black. It actually looks like kind of like sinewy and muscly. Like it looks like it's actually kind of like there's texture to it. It's not just his suit, but colored black.
And it looks like it really did take the place of the advanced suit by filling in all of its cracks and everything.
Yeah.
So now we're swinging out on this giant open water section.
This is basically like the raft escape sequence from the first game.
Yeah. And there's some combat on boats and stuff and like ski-doos. And this is super cool.
Yeah, you're getting as much speed. Like you're still dodging guys, shooting from the boats.
And this is like our first, because before Miles really just flew with his web wings, this is our first real shot of like actual web swinging, and like the speed and propulsiveness that you get on this is great.
And there's like more stylized animations for the swinging as well.
Yeah,
which we already kind of touched upon. They improved on in the Miles game.
Mm-hmm. So and now you see lizard swimming, but you only see his back. He basically looks like 98 Godzilla.
Kind of, yeah. To me, he honestly, it's funny. He looks like Killer Croc from DC in some ways.
Yeah, he looks like part Killer Croc, part dinosaur. It's cool.
He's definitely a lot more bestial than normal. It's not just kind of lizard man.
Yeah,
in
it's
a
not
lab
just
coat.
big gecko.
No.
Peter again is talking, and he sounds very ferocious.
He's going for a gruffness to it, for sure. Like he's definitely adding in like a raspiness to it. Like it's not just like he's tired, or he's going like he's almost pulling like a Batman like growl to it.
Well, and even just like his tactics are more aggressive.
Yeah,
like in the cutscene, he was about to just like blow up the ship that the guys were on, rather than just like neutralize it.
I missed it in the dialogue, but I think there was a mention of Harry, and like he's investigating something. Peter's looking at something involving Harry.
Yeah, I think that's something about Connor's trying to help Harry or something.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we did get Connor's introduced.
When?
He in Osborn's lab.
Oh right, in the like post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's already confirmed that Connors is helping Harry.
We're trying to, at least.
Yeah. Miles is now taking a break from combat to work on his
surfing,
his water skiing.
Oh yeah.
We have yet to get a clear shot of Lizard, but we see him now leaping out of the water, and he is, enormous.
He just is a monster. It's not even like...
He looks like Abomination with a tail.
There's a good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Like, he's very spiky. He just looks like he's just a giant... Like, he just looks like a mutated crocodile with, like, longer limbs and, like, with, like, hands and feet.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that's what Craven is hunting right now, is Lizard.
Yeah, because that's what... When they were investigating the house in Queens, I thought Lizard was there, and they ran into Peter. This feels like this kind of feels like the whole, like, one of my favorite sections from Uncharted 4, when it's like there's a whole long extended sequence of chasing a train in like a helicopter.
Okay.
Reminds me of that, like a very much like he's like getting dragged behind a car and like stuff. So
I also just like seeing Peter and Miles working together so much.
Yeah, it's nice to get more teamwork of them. You can really see the kind of muscle fiber look on Peter's suit.
It's so cool. I've seen people trying to like do edits to make it look more classic. I'm like, no, this is perfect.
I wouldn't be surprised. We'll get this kind of for after this when we get into the our suit discussion. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does get a classic, like after the game is finished, you get like a cloth black suit. You know?
Yeah. So now we have Peter being really aggressive sounding. Mm-hmm. He basically, he's like, I'm going to go chase the lizard on my own. And Miles is like, what? Be careful. He's got big teeth. And Peter says, so do I. And leaves. And Genki's like, he doesn't normally sound like that, does he? And Miles is like, no, he never does.
No, this is new.
So, yeah, definitely just like confirming this is very out of character for Peter. And people are noticing. So... Holy crap! That holds up. Like, wow. I haven't watched that since the reveal, and wow, that was great.
Yeah, they picked quite the set piece moment to show off the gameplay. That was very deliberate. That wasn't just like hanging out one little area, exploring a building. That was a major story beat moment.
Yeah,
I think back in the first game, one of the big ones they revealed was the whole section with
the raft.
Well, there was the raft section. The other big one they showed was attacking that tower the Kingpin owned. And then at the end of it, with the helicopter like kind of going loose.
Yeah,
that was the like major like segment they showed, and this feels like that.
Yeah, that and the raft sequence were the two big ones. Yeah. And just given what we know about Insomniac and how they've marketed the first game, if you feel like, and Yuri Lowenthal said this on the red carpet for Across the Spider-Verse, he said, like, if you feel like we've given you too much, we have given you nothing yet.
You have no idea.
Like there is so much that we haven't given you. So like, be excited. And I am excited. So So yeah, that's like our breakdown of everything that has officially been announced, right? I think we've covered everything. So now is into like our wish list and speculative, which we've already done a bit of speculating. But like our wish list, of course, we have some villains we want to see either in this game or the next, and some suits that we want to see, obviously. Yep. So for villains, I mean, we've already got Lizard, Kraven, and Venom, but this is like Insomniac's not just going to stop at 3.
I mean, the previous game had
the Sinister Six plus Shocker plus Tombstone. Plus Taskmaster. Well, there's going to be more Taskmaster missions, right? And we still don't know who hired him.
More Tombstone as well, because he was on the list there too.
Yep. So more of that.
Probably Wraith, where he's going to have her own. I think Wraith's probably going to. Probably more Black Cat as well. She was on that tablet. Wraith is probably going to have her own some side missions as well tied to her.
Yeah. So, Miles.
Those are more allies than
Prowler is still on there, right? So Miles might have to deal with Uncle Aaron a little more.
Yep.
You know, we don't know, but there's a lot that could happen. And as far as villains that weren't in the first game but could make an appearance in this one, Mysterio, Sandman.
I would love to see Mysterio. Sandman could be interesting.
And of course, the motherfucking Green Goblin.
I feel like Green Goblin, if they ever do, I think that'll be like the main thing for a third game.
Definitely, but like, I mean more like, could we see Norman go down that route a little more?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some teases to like the Goblin suit and such.
He obviously has not become the Goblin yet in this universe because Peter, didn't say that. He just kind of said he doesn't really like him. I could see the third game being Ock and Kingpin somehow getting out of the raft and like this 3-way war for control of the city between the Goblin, the Kingpin, and Doc Ock. And that would be fun.
That'd be very cool, yeah.
And heck, you could even toss Carnage in there and have some Venom gameplay sections.
Oh man, I think Carnage as well. That'd be its own big thing.
There's so they could even just do a Venom game because we haven't talked about who Venom is yet.
Well, things we don't know. We just know. But we think
we know. We know who it's not. It's not Eddie Brock.
It's not Eddie, yeah.
Which makes sense because he hasn't been introduced yet, and you cannot. Venom doesn't work as somebody who met Peter 30 seconds ago, which is why Spider-Man 3 felt unsatisfying.
Yeah, you need setup, you need time to establish him as a character before
as someone who hates him. Now, which is why we're all thinking it's probably Harry Osborn.
I think Harry's the most obvious choice.
It might not be, but it probably is.
I've seen some theories. Some people are thinking it might be Norman himself.
That could be interesting, and then Harry could be the Green Goblin. Like if they end up killing Venom.
Yeah.
My own personal theory, and obviously the concept art kind of like says no to this, but what if it's Peter?
I don't think it would be.
Or I guess
I don't think they'd use like, because also this image of Venom we talked about, this concept art is the cover to the Steelbook. And I don't think they'd use an image as a trickery image to lie.
Sorry, I guess I have to. Peter isn't the final Venom, but he's a Venom.
He might, I'm sure there's most likely, I'm going to guess there's a mission where he goes overboard and you have the boss fight as Miles against Peter.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And also because we did get that he has big teeth, so do I. I'm expecting that we might get a bit of a Spider Shadow moment where it gets bad enough and Peter actually does start like developing teeth and Miles eventually does have to get it off of him.
Yeah.
Which, like, just thinking about that, I'm getting chills.
The symbiote off him or something.
Yeah, like just thinking about that alone, I'm getting chills. Like that sounds so cool. Just like this.
I think primary candidates for the main Venom is probably. I think Harry's the most obvious choice. I don't know if Insomniacs can actually stick to that because I think they know. I think Insomniac also knows that Harry's the obvious choice, and everyone's going to assume. Because with them saying for sure it's not Eddie, I think that they know that the prime candidate is Harry, so they might pull a switch and have it be Norman.
It could also, and I said this and you disagree, but it could be Kraven. Like it could be that he gets beat by them and is like sick.
I don't think it's as satisfying though, having him just turn into Venom at the end.
Yeah, I know, but it could be, right? It could be. We don't know.
There's a possibility, but I don't. Yeah, that's not my
think choice. Obviousness aside, I don't think it matters. I think Harry's the best choice.
Yeah, I think Harry's the best choice
because it gives Peter a personal stake in the fight. It also opens up.
At the same time, I mean, if it does end up being Norman because he's trying to protect Harry or whatever, and then Norman dies, then that would be a good setup for Harry to become the new Green Goblin for Spider-Man 3.
I think Harry is the best, and I think Norman's a quality second place as Venom. I'm
kind of glad it isn't Eddie, honestly, because I think
you could even have like a moment where like Peter's trying to help Harry and Norman's being a jerk, and Peter's like, you're toxic to him, and then later when he becomes he's like, so I'm toxic to Harry, am I? I'm Venom. Spooky.
Yeah, that could work.
Because they love doing shit like that when Venom announces his name.
Yeah, they do.
From now on, we're poison to Spider-Man. We are Venom. Okay.
I wonder, it'd be funny if we get like a Spider-Man 3 or 4, if we ever get like, it's fine we are getting Venom now, but it would be funny if this leads into like just full on like War of the Symbiotes in the third game, and we get like the Life Foundation ones and Carnage.
Yeah, we already played Web of Shadows. No,
Life Foundation symbiotes would be cool to get those.
Yeah, like there's so much they could do. Like Insomniac has crafted such a good universe here, and they could do so much with it.
Yeah,
and I think that's the exciting part. So our final little bit, suits.
Yeah,
suits. What suits do we hope to see return from the first game?
I feel like at the very least they're going to do it. I should say, I think first off, the theory is either all of them are going to be back or just a handful, because all of them would be a lot on top of ones we're already getting now. So I think most likely it is going to be a handful. And yeah, if we do get a handful, I think Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider is a given.
Yeah.
Noir. Classic. Yeah, Noir. Again, a classic Peter Parker Spider-Man that's not their version as well, the typical red and blue. Past that, I think I'd love to see 2099 show up again, but that's just me.
Yeah, but it probably will
again as well. I don't think we'll get the white suit again, but
no.
At least the base red and blue one, I'm happy with. It was cool we got the white suit to begin with in the last game, so at least we got it in one of the games. I think those are the mainstays, probably the ones, probably like the ones that we know the best from like Spider-Verse and such, and just in general, the ones that people recognize the most.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can you think of any more like staples that really should be in there from the previous game?
The MCU ones, probably.
Yeah. If not all of them, maybe just like the No Way Home suit, and then like the Tobey Maguire one, like the main Raimi suit and the main Andrew Garfield suit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. Yeah, no, that's definitely what I see returning, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about new ones.
Yeah.
Captain Universe, I think, is one that has popped up on a lot of lists.
Yeah, it seems like a given. That was like a part of my theory for what should be in there is the ones that included in Shattered Dimensions, and that was one of them. That was like every character got their own version of the cosmic suit.
Nice.
So that'd be cool if we got that. I think Superior has to be in there.
Oh, almost certainly. The Threats and Menaces suit, which is pretty new, but it's like a white and blue one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be really cool. For Miles, someone's suggesting the tracksuit, like the new one that he has.
From Cross Spider-Verse?
No, not from Cross Spider-Verse. From like his new comic suit.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like here, this one, that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And across
Spider-esque
in Across the Spider-Verse 2099 suit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm probably Miles just regular across Spider-Verse one, like the new design for that will be in there.
Yeah. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 suit would be nice.
Yep. I'm kind of surprised. I'm honestly shocked we got Arachnite already. The other one I'd want is his. I've said this before to you.
Spider Punisher.
I want his Spider Punisher because that suit looks really good.
1602, I would expect.
Yeah, that's one I wanted to bring up before. That's my note I made. Yeah, 1602 would be. That's one that wasn't in the first game, which I'm surprised about. Which would be cool if he showed up.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, because that was in Shattered Dimensions. That was one of them.
More suits that are like inspired by a specific comic or medium and look like it. So like Spectacular would be nice.
Yeah, if we got kind of like the same thing we got with the movie suits, but for like animated shows as suits, like Spectacular, the 90s show, and so on.
It's like Spectacular, the 90s show.
That Spider-Man Unlimited one might get in there because that was like that was like a mod for the first game.
Give me 67 Spider-Man with only webbing on his face, hands, and feet, and give him like a really low frame rate.
Japanese Spider-Man, maybe.
Japanese Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man would be good.
Final swing suit from No Way Home.
Doesn't he have a new suit currently in the current run?
Yeah, it's like a more light up. I think like just the lenses light up though.
Okay.
Ben Reilly's other spider suits that he's worn because Ben has two.
Yeah.
Like not his Scarlet Spider costume, but like Ben Reilly's Spider-Man costume.
Okay.
Right, where it's like a big black spider and then lots of blue on the body. If you know what that one looks like.
I think so. I would love the Age of Venom suit, even though that's kind of...
I feel like the only reason they would do that is because that kind of requires you to have the guns.
Yeah, it does feel weird without it, but I mean... Could work.
So, okay, this is Ben's classic Spider-Man suit. Like his... After he decided, hey, I don't want to be like Peter, I want to be myself. There's that one.
This one, yeah. He's kind of more modern.
Yeah.
Like when he becomes like the main Spider-Man.
And then this one from Beyond is his other Spider-Man suit.
Okay, yeah, that could work.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they put either of those in there. Peter's Identity Crisis suits, so like Ricochet, Hornet, Prodigy, and Dusk, which he wore when Crime Things was happening. I don't remember.
Crime Things.
I don't remember exactly why he was wearing them. I would love the McFarlane suit, specifically with like massive eyes and tight webbing. That'd be really cool. And then I think that's like a pretty solid wish list for Peter.
I just looked through I just Googled Spider-Man's suit on the wiki page for that, and one of them is the Chasm suit.
Oh yeah.
That one looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the alternate reality versions we got here. We already had the Last Stand one from before. Most of these are pretty standard. They're all kind of the same thing. So like none of these are from the games already in this list. We got the Mangaverse suit already. This is kind of like the Last Stand one. I'll send this to you. This is the one where it was where Uncle Ben got bit instead, and he became Spider-Man.
Okay. So yeah, we have options.
There definitely are a number of options left. I think the first game covered a lot. Oh, here's one. Be kind of wild. This was actually in Across the Spider-Verse briefly, but
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the 2211 Spider-Man. Oh, another one could do the Spider-Boy from Amalgam.
Oh no. No.
Why, you don't want to see that one?
Let's see it. Show it to me.
It's a very small image for some reason, but this was like from Amalgam, where it's it was like Spider-Man and Superboy got combined.
He's wearing like a leather jacket, and it's terrible.
Like a gun. It's
so cheesy. All right, so yeah, that's basically our breakdown and preview for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot to cover. There's a lot of stuff shown.
You definitely, Jared definitely went into this thinking we weren't going to be able to fill time, and we've hit an hour. So we did it. We filled time. We did it. We hit our numbers. Yay!
The Spider Shadow one should be a suit too.
Yes. Oh gosh. I hope we get variants for the symbiote.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like they're going to put in a cloth version of the black suit for people that want to still use the black suit when the Venom symbiote, when the powers are gone. Because
it's a pretty looking costume. It really is. We also need to be able to run into Black Cat in the symbiote suit and have her be like, "Oh, hi." Dressed to impress me, huh? Like, give me that, please. Yeah, all right.
There's so many reality suits. I'm just looking at this wiki page. There's so many.
There's so much they can tap in from. If we think that they hit everything in the first game, they did not. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. As I say every time, number one thing you can do is like review the show and or tell your friends about it. Encourage them to come check it out. More listenership obviously is like the number one thing that helps us. And yeah, just check in the description. We have all of our links there, ways you can reach out and find us. And yeah, just thank you guys for listening. And we'll be back next week with our Across the Spider-Verse review. We've talked about it a little bit here and there, just in suit terms and whatever, but we're actually going to get like into it. Because have been a couple weeks and won't be spoiling anything.
Time for people to see it. Also refresh my memory a bit on everything, but exactly. I think I remember the best bits of it.
Oh yeah, I have a good memory on it. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for being on the panel. My name is Colin.
I'm Jared.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Later.